Today we're going to show you how to bake what we reckon is the best gluten-free bread that you've ever baked and tasted. Here at Springhill Farm we've been producing great tasting finger slices, biscuits, Rocky Road and gluten-free bread mixes from homemade recipes for over 25 years. Meet Fred the goat. He was once our pet on family farm, but today Fred struts his stuff on our gluten-free bread mix range. To get you started today, what you'll need is a good quality mixer with a dough hook, kitchen timer, some measuring spoons, some scissors, scraper, a measuring jug, a good quality bread tin, a cooling rack, some oven mitts, and of course an oven. You'll also need a few other bits and pieces. You'll need 550 ml of warm water. We like to use 1/3 boiling and 2/3 cold. You need 1 tablespoon of sugar, 2 teaspoons of dried yeast, 1.5 teaspoons of salt, and we like to add in a tablespoon of olive oil and vinegar. You'll also of course need the real bread mix.
It's a good idea to add the water first so that the bread mix doesn't stick to the bottom of the bowl. You then add the bread mix, the yeast, the sugar and the salt, but keeping the yeast and the salt separate. And then if you're using them, add the oil and the vinegar. With your electric mixer, mix all the ingredients on a medium speed until the dough is smooth and free of lumps. This should take about 10 minutes.
You need to make sure that you incorporate all the flour into the dough, so make sure you scrape down the sides and the bottom of the bowl.
Yep, that looks about right. Now we need to cover the bowl with a clean tea towel and place it in a warm spot to rise for about 40 minutes.
We like to let our dough prove in the oven, so we turn the oven on 50 degrees for about 5 minutes, turn it off and then put the covered bowl into the oven.
After the dough has risen, we need to mix it back down to its original size. You can do this with a spatula or a wooden spoon, or the easiest way is to use your mixer again. Place the dough into a well-oiled baking tin. To stop the dough from sticking to your fingers, it's a good idea to put some oil onto your knuckles and then use your knuckles to pat down the bread to make sure it's all in the corners of the tin.
It's important to use a really good quality bread tin so that you get even cooking of your bread. We recommend a 1 pound loaf tin like this.
Turn your oven on to 200 degrees for a fan forced or 220 degrees for a conventional, and while your oven's warming, just leave your bread tin to sit on the bench and it'll rise a second time. It'll take about 10 to 15 minutes. After 55 minutes, take the bread out of the oven and place it on the cooling rack.
It's best to let your bread cool before you slice it. It'll last about 3 to 5 days in an airtight container at room temperature. This bread is also suitable to freeze. We recommend that you cut it first prior to freezing, and to refresh it, just pop it in the microwave for 10 seconds.
And that's it, a beautiful gluten-free loaf using the real bread mix by Springhill Farm.
That's really good.
Of course. Other recipes you can make using Springhill Farm's The Real Bread Mix include pizza bases, hot cross buns and Turkish bread. For something a little different, also try our new seeded bread mix and fruit bread mix.